Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm making a video here on Shadow Priest gameplay in Arena. I'm playing on my Goblin Shadow Priest Horde with a Warlock that I found in looking for group. So in this game, particular, we're gonna be noticing a lot of positioning, like in the arena. So we're versing up against an Elemental Shaman and a Discipline Priest. Elemental Shaman is a range class. Disc Priest is a healer, but he can also be considered range, just because Disc Priests do damage in order to heal in the current state of the game. So I'm just playing the pillar. People hate it when the other team line of sights them by running around the pillar. When you run around the pillar, the other team they can target you, right? But they can't use any of their spells just because you're not in their line of sight. So that's how it works. Right now, the Elemental Shaman and my team, we just keep on running around, line of sighting, throwing some dots, maybe an immolate, and going back around. Right now, Shadow Priest is casting his healing. Again, we're just really dampening. And dampening is a buff that's in the game in Arena that reduces the amount of healing spells do. So in 2v2, you automatically start off, I think, I forgot what percentage, but I think it's like 20-30% dampening right away. If not, the games go on even longer. 3v3, it doesn't start right away. But here, again, we're casting, just doing damage right now. The Warlock popped some Chaos Bolts, he threw his cooldowns, and we're attacking into the Shaman. The Priest put his cooldowns up. I silenced the Priest there, and Pain Suppression's up on the Elemental Shaman. Pain Suppression just reduces the damage taken. The Disciplined Priest puts it on themselves or their teammate. I got stunned, Lightning Lasso, trying to get hexed. I got kicked or something. It wasn't me, I didn't interrupt it, but we got a kill there on the Shaman. And a lot of these games are pretty quick. I think at most maybe like 2-3 minutes, but typically 2v2 arenas, they last no longer than 60 seconds unless you're going up against a healing team. And of course they can heal up, and there's more damage to be done. So here we're going up against a Survival Hunter, a Mistweaver Monk. I get incapped. The Mistweaver Monk's casting his healing. The other team got double coiled by the Warlock into an Infernal Stun. I'm throwing all my dots up. I'm popping Void Form, Void Eruption, Void Bolt. I'm purging the Safeguard. Void Bolt, Shadow or Death. He's dead. Either the Monk accidentally casted his cocoon on himself, or by the time he realized what was going on, he's already dead. Here we're going up against an Unholy Death Knight and a Resto Druid. Yep, Resto Druid. And then again, I'm playing with the same partner this entire video. We did a lot of games actually, but this is only some of them. Warlock got aggressive. He went in. We're throwing some dots up on the Death Knight. Death Knight popped his anti-magic shell. Anti-magic shell makes him absorb magic damage. So right now we can't do any damage to him unless we break his shield. He popped his Army of Dead. Mind Blast, Void Bolt, Mind Blast. They got Shadow Furied by the Warlock. Death Knight's immune to stuns right now because he has Icebound Fortitude. I silenced the Druid, and I'm putting the Druid into a mind control so we can get a kill here on the Death Knight. Druid already trinketed earlier, so he gets to sit the full 8 seconds, and the Warlock just kills the Death Knight. And then from there, throw the Druid into a stun, and he just leaves. He didn't even want to bother. Here, going up against a Rogue, Assassination, and a Priest. I use Master Spell there, so that way I can try and get the Rogue out. Since it does affect them, right? I mean, it's like a little tip to get yourself into combat too. So that way when you're in combat, the Rogue can't sap you, because in order to sap someone, you have to not be in combat. I silenced the Priest. The Rogue trinketed the Fear. He cloaked, so he's not taking any damage. Mind controlled the priest. Mind controlled was trinketed. Oh no, he didn't trinket. He trinket. What did he trinket? I think I mind controlled him again. It was like instant. They have to send into the stun, Shadow or Death, and he just dies. Between the Chaos Bolts and then my Shadow or Deaths, Maledict Trinket, and healing reduction from Siphene, and my pet. I mean, the Warlock doesn't have burst. I'm merely like utility as a Shadow Priest. I don't have that much burst. This one we're going against a Restoration Shaman, Unholy Death Knight. Again, another healer DPS comp. Here we're running ourselves. We're doing double DPS. In a way, I am a healer because I do have healing spells, but I don't have that much healing. But I can life swap, so in a way, it is like healing, right? But I still do damage. My priority is damage. Here again, just like how we were talking about earlier, they're going around the pillars, and again, we're just dampening, being kind of annoying, really. But they finally go out into the open. I throw some dots up on the pet and the Death Knight. He grips me in. I get stunned. I'm pretty sure I sit the stun. I'm getting trinketed. He's popping his cooldowns. I got a double coil out from the Warlock. Feared, right? Still no trinkets. He popped his AMS and AMZ, so he blew both of his defensive cooldowns, right? He still has Icebound Fortitude, though. That's like the one thing he still has. And the Shaman just dies. The Death Knight has no defensives left, and he just fell over. The Shaman didn't do anything. He didn't expect it. He thought we were going the Death Knight, but the Warlock, he was playing his focus target, so it just like throws him off. That's kind of like a neat trick that I learned from the Warlock. Make two targets, right? I mean, you got your main target that they can see, but they can't see your focus target, right? Unless they have like an add-on or something, I would think. But you, as long as you face the direction of the main target, right, but you're actually casting on the other guy, then that's like a trick I learned, and people don't expect it. They think you're casting on them, so they'll do their defensives, but the person that is out in the open as well, right, they're not going to expect like a Chaos Bolt to hit them for 150, 200k. That's something I learned, so it works. I interrupted the Chaos Bolt there. The Warlock got a double coil off into a root. We got the Warlock's trinket. Druid's playing Relentless, so crowd control effects are just reduced by 20%. So he has to sit the stuns and he has to sit everything. We got some Chaos Bolts. He Shadow Melded. We got into a Shadow Fury. I Void Erupted. And I dispersed there. If not, I was going to die. Casting again. Got another Fear going. We're trying to kill the Druid right here. I'm purging his purging his hots, because Druids heal through heals over time, right? Not so much direct healing. Even though I dispel them, he still heals, right? Every time they're dispelled. But he's just blowing through his mana, and he's not getting efficient healing, but he is getting some. I popped my cooldowns already, and we're just going into this Druid right here. I Void Erupted again. Warlock's over here. Warlock doesn't have his trinket. Druid's getting his regrowth. He's getting regrowth happy, so he's gonna go Not anytime soon, but if you use a lot of regrowth without clear casting, it's not worth it. It's not mana efficient. But he's dying here. I don't have any jump or anything, so I couldn't run in. The Druid did dispel my dots, so anytime he dispels my Vampiric Touch, he does get feared. So I silenced him out of that. Into a Fear, we blanketed stun, and he dies here. Chaos Bolt. And the Warlock's in a Fear. Got coiled. Got my dots, Mind Flay, Shadow or Death, dead. Again, it's all about positioning. Especially if you're a caster. It's a big thing if you're a caster. Anyone for that matter, but for casters, especially if you're going up against another caster, you can just line of sight them, right? So you don't want to be out in the open if you're fighting like a double caster team. If not, they're just going to blow you up and fear you, stun you, silence you, and you're not going to be able to do anything. Because the whole goal, of course, is to kill the other opponent, but to also not allow them to play the game, right? So whether it's crowd control from a fear, a silence from a priest, an interrupt from, if you have an interrupt, even there, the mage is on defensive, right? So he ice blocked. I can use my Master Spell as a priest to get rid of the Ice Block. I can get rid of Ice Block, reversing a Paladin, and get rid of his Divine Intervention, which is his immunity bubble. I can purge his Temp Shields, and right now the priest is just fishing. I'm pretty sure I die here, but we do win. I didn't have any defensives left. I could have leaped away, but that wouldn't have done anything really. Mage Rogue's kind of tricky, but as long as you cleave them down, meaning you do damage to both of them, you'll eventually win, right? As long as they don't go textbook on you and line up all their cooldowns and defensives, right? Then you'll win. This one are going up against a Holy Paladin and a Rogue. I stun the Rogue. You never want the Rogue to get a re-stealth. If you get to re-stealth, you can just hide and never actually play the game. So always make sure there's some dots or something, right? He popped his cloak early. He has no trinket. Paladin has a trinket. He still has his... He hasn't used his Dispel. So I'm just casting, free casting on the Rogue over here while the Warlock takes a beating. The Warlock popped his shield wall. Rogue popped a smoke bomb. He blinded me. I trinketed the blind. I'm running in. I'm trying to get some CC or any dots, really. Anything on the priest. Paladin. He popped Hand of Sacrifice, thinking we were staying the Rogue. We swapped the Rogue. Or swapped the Paladin, and he died. And there, yeah, I got my 1800 achievement. It's pretty cool. This one, it's kind of tricky, but again, positioning. Unholy Death Knight, Havoc, Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter's charmed. Or sorry, the Death Knight's charmed. We're going Demon Hunter. Demon Hunters, people tend to have a hard time. Unless you have a lot of burst, it is pretty difficult. Like even as a Shadow Priest, I have a hard time because I don't have enough burst. But the Warlock here with Dark Soul, he just blows them up. In order to kill a Demon Hunter, you want to have a stun and a healing absorption. Or healing reduction, preferably a healing absorption. You can get that from your Maledict trinket, or if you're running with a like a Death Knight, and he can use Necrotic Strike. So it's all about stuns and healing absorptions with Demon Hunters, and the Warlock's just going nuts on that Death Knight. Here, reversing Arms Warrior, Resto Druid. Again, positioning, trying to get the Druid out. I mean, I could Mind Seer. I don't think I Mind Seer here. I can Mind Seer my teammates, so that way I can try and get the person in stealth out, right? Because it does damage outwards and around the target that I have targeted. Putting the dots up on the Warrior. Warrior got rooted. They knocked his back because he's a Culturon, right? So they can throw us back. Druid silenced over there in the corner because he had trinketed. I think he trinketed a Fear. He trinketed the Fear, so I was able to get a full silence, and we just blew up the Warrior. The Warrior didn't have anything. Here, a Holy Priest and a Death Knight. Again, it's the same thing. Death Knight got feared. Popped AMS. He has his dots up. The Warlock takes his gate. We go behind the box over here. I dispel his dots that are on him. I think he had a claw. He had something. Point is, I dispelled him. Priest, I'm just trying to dot everyone up right now. He has Holy Ward up, so I can't do anything, right? Getting the dots up. My Warlock is playing Gushing as well. I don't have Gushing, I just have Haste. I think I have about 50% Haste unbuffed. Sitting in a Fear, he trinketed. I think I silenced him. I do something. It was such a quick call. The Death Knight just dies. And if you're watching this, man, like, good job on your swaps. And we win there. This one, Holy Paladin, Demon Hunter. Again, positioning. Especially if you're playing with as a Warlock, positioning is pretty big. If they just line of sight you every day, like you can't do anything. So you want them in the open. You want them in a stun. You want them in a silence. So I want to be able to get the enemies like in the open. That way the Warlock is able to just free cast, you know, incinerates, conflag, everything's rotation, right? Because besides his damage over time from his immolate or his pets just on him, he doesn't have anything, right? He's there. So Demon Hunter's on me. He did his leap, right? When he leaps, he's immune for like 1 second in midair. And I'm trying to mind control. Couldn't get the mind control. Throwing some dots up on the paladin, right? They got double coiled. Hand of Sacrifice is up. There's already been a fear. He dispelled my dots, so he's feared again. I'm trying to dispel the Ialeotheris on my Warlock, but he understands what it is, so by the time we even get to the other enemies, it's already off because it's only on for 5 seconds. And if you cast, it's renewed again, but it's like a wannabe silence, right? If you do cast while Ialeotheris is on you, it's going to do, I think, about 5% of your health, right? So if you cast a lot, it'll just keep on doing that damage and renewing. Death Knight or Demon Hunter is going nuts on me. I don't have any dots on, but I do have my Maledict trinket, if you can see that. I am Void Erupting, trying to Void Bolt. Pretty sure the Demon Hunter just dies here. I get the Master Spell and I silence him, I think, out of that. I stun him. And he's into a fear, and the Demon Hunter dies here. I have Ialeotheris on me. I'm trying not to die because I have very low health too. I get the silence, and we get the kill. So that was a pretty close one. But we got it. I almost died. I ended up life swapping, void shifting. That's what it's called, but people call it life swap. It used to be called life swap. And we get the win. It's that simple. There we go. Shadow or Death. This one, Resto Druid, another Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter's rooted. I have my dots on. Just rolling. I get banished. I'm sitting the banish. That way the Demon Hunter can't cleave me or do anything. They got double coiled. I'm throwing some dots up. I'm doing some damage. Popped Inferno. I got stunned. I'm sitting the stun. And I silenced the Druid. I feared I accidentally overlapped there, which is bad. But we got the Druid's Trinket, which is good. Demon Hunter has Blur, so he's taking reduced damage. And he has Relentless. He got feared again. There's a Tentacle. The Druid is... I don't know what the Druid's doing. He just died. The Demon Hunter died. Here, we got a Warlock and a Resto Druid. And I got Raked. Rake Stun. I think he tries to clone... He doesn't even try to clone me. I don't think he has a clone. I'm just dotting everyone up right now. Got the dots. I got the Mind Blast. Building up my sanity. Trying to get into Void form as fast as possible. We got Coiled. I think I just got Coiled. Reflected the Bolt. I got feared. He's throwing into Immolate. I'm trying to purge as soon as I get out of this fear. I think I put up the dots first. I think that's what I do. We got Infernals running around from the Warlock's Vision of Perfection. Chaos Bolt. He threw into a fear. Another fear. He fake casted. He's getting a fear again. He's Shadow Freed, but couldn't even get it off. He died. Holy Paladin. Assassination Rogue. Again, positioning. We're keeping spread. We like to keep a good amount of distance apart. That way I can life grip him, right? So if the rogue is on him, and if I anticipate like either a kidney shot or a smoke bomb, I can grip the Warlock out of there. I got Shadow Step kidney shot, and they decided to bomb on me. Paladin's feared. I'm good though. I'm just sitting it in dispersion because I can still disperse while I'm in a stun. Dispersion reduces my damage taken, I think by like 65%, 75%, and I heal because I'm talented for it. So I'm taking reduced damage, a lot of reduced damage, and I'm healing. So it works. Paladin bubbled. We got both their trinkets bubble. I Master Spelled. I get a tire thrown at me. I'm taking a bunch of damage. Warlock has a claw. I can't dispel his claw because I Master Spelled the bubble. I'm just kiting at this point. I already popped my fade. I do have a life swap. I don't have anything else. I mean, if he goes on me, I'm dead. He could have gotten a kill on me there. I don't know why he swapped, honestly. I got blinded. I don't have a trinket for that because I trinketed earlier. And I'm sitting at this point. He got a double coil, at least one coil. Handed Sack. He sees the Handed Sack. I silence the Paladin. Warlock swaps to the Paladin. Since he has Handed Sacrifice, he just dies. So he thinks he's safe, so he's healing his Rogue, but hard swap onto the Paladin with Handed Sacrifice. So the Warlock, he dies. Again, sitting in the eyes, no big deal. I got Safeguard proc. We win. Next one, Arms Warrior, Mistweaver Monk. This one I think is a little bit tricky, or we get the kill right away. I don't remember exactly. I'm just building up my sanity here. I got my dots. I don't think I even touched the Mistweaver monk, honestly. Oh, we got a death coil. Got the infernal proc. Got a fear, doing damage. He has spell reflect up. He has this thing, but we do enough damage to break through it. I think. Do we? That's like the Mistweaver monk's biggest cooldown is his cocoon. He's gonna die here. Yeah, he's dead. Shadow or death. Yep. And the monk is just hanging out upstairs. He jumps down. I think he leaves. Yeah, he left. Another Arms Warrior Resto Druid. We versed a lot of these. Warlock is over there in the corner. I'm over here by the pillar for line of sight. The warrior is going in. He's attacking my Warlock. Throwing my dots up. Void Eruption. I got my Sanity right away. Shadowy Apparitions are attacking me. My Druid's here. I blanket silence the Druid. He got coiled, so he overlapped. We got his Trinket. He got Infernal Stun. He got Bark Skin. We got a Stun, and the Warlock into a Fear, and the warrior dies. So we got their trinkets, and the Druid can play the game. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Just line up all our CCs. We overlapped there a little bit, but we were able to get the kill. So especially as a Druid, it's really hard to keep up, especially when the guy's sitting. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Later.